Today we're going to talk about the Fifth Amendment. The Fifth Amendment guarantees you the right to remain silent, and most of us already know that. But what does it really mean? In other words, if you do invoke your right to remain silent, how is that going to be perceived by judges, juries, and everybody else in the criminal justice process? Good lawyers always recommend to their clients that they not speak with the police. And the reason for that is there's absolutely no benefit to speaking to the police. In any criminal prosecution, the very best evidence for a prosecutor is what came out of the defendant's mouth, or what the cops say came out of the defendant's mouth. Even today, many law enforcement agencies do not record their interviews with suspects. Instead, they just write down in reports what they say the defendant said. And that's why it's so important for you, if you are in police custody, to tell the police, "I refuse to speak with you," and make that very, very clear that you refuse to speak with them, and don't say anything else. It's really important to understand that cops can't make enforceable, binding promises. Like, if you tell us what really happened, then we'll go easy on you. For one thing, that's too vague of a promise, and they know it. They're only saying that kind of thing in order to get scared, desperate people to talk when they shouldn't. In our system, the only people that can make a binding, enforceable promise like that are prosecutors. If you decide to invoke your right to remain silent, there's no downside whatsoever. It is flatly illegal for a prosecutor or a witness to tell or imply to a jury that you did decide to remain silent. What it does instead is it creates an absence of evidence. And if a prosecutor or a witness were to tell the jury that you chose to remain silent, the judge would bang the gavel and declare a mistrial and report the prosecutor to his supervisor. And everybody in the system knows this, except the suspects. And they don't want you to know it. The only thing you ever need to tell the police is your name, your birthday, and your address. Refusing to speak to the police can feel really awkward and confrontational, but it's absolutely fundamental that you do so. Just use the phrase, "I refuse to speak to you." It's like a magic word, and it creates a wall between you and the police. Using constitutional rights is the way to make the Constitution meaningful. So do your patriotic duty. Use your constitutional right to silence and never, ever speak to the police.